All right, you've carved out some time, and we're about to take a pretty fascinating detour today.
Yeah.
Forget the usual articles. The reports were actually plunging into the lyrical landscape of CPT Planet's WYZE W8 what? It's a full album audio-visual thing on YouTube.
Okay, interesting source.
Yeah, think of it like extracting wisdom from a different kind of source material, you know?
Right.
A full album experience, visuals too, adds layers to the words.
Right, and what's really compelling here, I think, is how these song lyrics, like when you take them all together, they offer this surprisingly coherent and powerful perspective
Yeah, on what exactly?
on navigating, well, the complexities of success, but also just everyday life. So our mission, let's say, in this deep dive is to kind of move beyond just reading the lines.
Sure.
And really explore those recurring themes, the threads weaving through the album. Stuff like staying grounded, pushing through obstacles, and the crucial role of community. That comes up a lot.
Absolutely. And almost immediately, I mean, right off the bat, a central idea just punches through this really insistent focus on humility.
You hear it repeated almost like a bedrock principle. I stay humble through the money and the fame. I stay humble though they're calling my name. I stay humble though I'm running the game. It's like a personal anchor, you know?
That constant repetition is key, isn't it? It makes you wonder, like, what drives that need for such repeated affirmation? Is it a deliberate act of self-regulation, you know, in the face of rising success?
Could be.
Or maybe it's a reaction, a commentary on the music industry itself, where ego can often, you know, take center stage.
Right, pushing back against that.
Or perhaps even a kind of preemptive defense against criticism. It really connects to this bigger idea of how public figures manage their image, try to stay authentic when they're so visible.
It almost feels like a conscious counterweight, yeah. And then you get this really powerful line, and maybe shed some light on where it comes from. My mother told me, be careful with this musical life, because you might end up being the devil's device.
Oh.
And we're told this was her last advice, which just gives it immense weight, you know, significance. That adds such a profound layer. It suggests this deeply ingrained moral compass,
Yeah.
right? A warning about the potential corrupting influence of fame, of fortune.
Yeah.
And if we connect that back to the humility thing, it paints this picture of someone who's acutely aware of the potential pitfalls of their chosen path.
Yeah.
And they're actively working to stay true to those core values, the ones instilled early on.
Okay, so alongside this strong sense of humility, we find this interesting tension when the lyrics touch on reality. You have that declaration of ambition, right, though I'm running the game.
Right.
But then this more grounded, almost stark line, my real life is a clear jerk, and a use of crashing out the worst, but even joy branching out being blunt is the only time I'll take the powders. That's a complex sentiment, grappling with hardship even while succeeding.
It really highlights that contrast, doesn't it, between the, you know, often idealized image of success and the messy realities of just living. That phrase, clear jerk, and a use of crashing out the worst, suggests ongoing struggles, maybe setbacks, even while there are these moments of joy.
Yeah, the joy branching out.
Exactly. And what's interesting too is this idea of segmented dreams. Dream increments, intermission intervals, segmented portions that total up to 3 out of the 24 Atmos. It's like carving out space for aspirations within the constraints of a demanding reality.
Right, almost as if dreams aren't this constant state, but more like deliberate intervals you create within the larger flow of life.
Yeah, like little pockets.
It makes you think, listening to this, about how you personally balance your own ambitions with the everyday demands, the challenges you face. This artist is sort of articulating a juggling act that's probably familiar to a lot of us.
Exactly. And maybe that segmentation is a way of maintaining focus, preventing overwhelm. By breaking aspirations down into manageable increments, it allows for progress without being totally consumed by the potential for things to go wrong, that crashing out the worst idea. This very practical, almost strategic approach to chasing your goals.
So what fuels that pursuit then? That pushing forward. We see these really powerful images of strength, of resilience woven into the lyrics.
Yeah.
The references to David and Goliath and Samson, they immediately bring to mind overcoming like seemingly insurmountable odds.
For sure.
Mind David with the sling when I aim, guaranteed Goliath's fall at the sound of my name, and then Samson's strength for generational change. Those are potent metaphors.
They aren't just casual references, right? They tap into these really deep cultural narratives about triumph over adversity.
Yeah.
The David and Goliath image, that speaks to the power of skill, determination, against just brute force. While Samson's strength is linked to a lasting impact, that generational change, it elevates the personal struggle to something bigger.
And it's not just about hoping for the best either. There's a very active stance against challenges. We hear that stark warning, don't crack under pressure, bam, man, you're gonna freeze.
Right.
Followed by these lines depicting action. So many walls, but I don't hesitate to climb, bullets fly, but all I do is dodge.
That's a crucial distinction, I think. It's not about being invincible. It's about agility, mental toughness, don't crack under pressure. Really emphasizes that psychological resilience you need. And the imagery, climbing walls, dodging bullets, it illustrates a proactive engagement with adversity, a refusal to just be passive when things get tough.
And the core message about overcoming, it's this direct, really powerful statement. Keep on persevering, that's where all the power lies. Simple, but in context, it carries real weight.
Absolutely. It just cuts through any potential complexity and delivers that fundamental truth. Sustained effort, that consistent act of persevering, that's the engine of achievement.
Yeah.
There's no magic bullet, just the ongoing commitment to keep moving forward, even when it's hard.
Okay, let's shift focus a bit, because another really strong element here is that sense of community, of connection.
Huge, yeah.
The phrase, we are way up in the building, and all its variations, like we call in the shots, we run in the city, even we stress a lot, now we feeling so good. It builds this powerful sense of like collective identity.
The repetition of "we are" is incredibly significant there. It underscores a shared experience, right? A sense of belonging. It's about collective that's active, present in all these different parts of life. From exerting influence, we call in the shots, to navigating challenges together. We stress a lot, now we feeling so good. It's about shared wins, shared struggles.
And then you have these lines, we see each other as high and pie. You know, why we see each other as high and pie. You know, why, followed by, this is what we get to do. We don't call it sacrifice, because it's good as nice to be able to provide. There's this real feeling of mutual appreciation, support within the group.
That phrase, high and pie, it's a bit ambiguous, sure, but it could suggest that sense of shared value, mutual appreciation. Maybe high is about status or potential, and pie is like a share of the success, the resources.
Could be.
And the lines after that beautifully illustrate a mindset where supporting each other isn't a burden. You know, it's actually a fulfilling part of their connection, driven by this sense of shared benefit.
It gets even more personal with, if I'm fam, let the blow in, ask how you can assist me. And if I'm coping or no communication, phone broken, watch us unlock the future, no queen. That feels like really looking out for each other, offering real, concrete support.
Yeah, it speaks to a strong, reliable support network, where it's okay to be vulnerable and help is actually offered. That image of unlocking the future together just reinforces the idea that collective effort, mutual support, creates bigger opportunities for everyone in that circle.
And then there's this interesting take on legacy. Grinding for our children, don't let the religion substitute building my own kingdom or purpose or dominion. It suggests focusing on creating tangible opportunities for the next generation through their own actions, not just relying on faith alone.
That's a powerful statement, isn't it? About taking agency, wanting to build a tangible legacy for their descendants through their own efforts, their own purpose. It emphasizes personal initiative, creating a lasting impact through their own kingdom or dominion in the world.
Now, amidst all this talk of community and staying grounded, there's also this definite undercurrent of individual identity, confidence.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We hear these direct declarations like, I'm awesome and I'm out of sight, I'm out of mind.
These affirmations of self-worth provide a really interesting counterpoint to the humility we talked about earlier. They suggest a quiet inner confidence, a strong sense of self-awareness. Out of sight, out of mind could be interpreted as focusing on their own path, maybe dismissing external noise or negativity.
Maybe. And then there's this rather assertive line, on the 8th day God created me. If you didn't know, it's because we moved the street mind dirty, or you being brainwashed while you glorify the streets.
Yeah.
It's a very bold statement of self-importance.
It's certainly a striking declaration, yeah, pushing the boundaries of self-belief. But juxtaposed with the humility, it makes you wonder if they're two sides of the same coin. Like maybe it's a deep inner confidence that doesn't need constant external validation, but it can be asserted strongly when needed. There's also a critique embedded there, right? A sense that their path is more authentic or something.
Right. It gets even more intense with lines like these. Haters better take off or get knocked off. It's your choice, live or die, nigga. I was raised by the alpha wolf, niggas spooled by the killers came from the ghetto where the snitches get stitches. I'm a real nigga, had fake niggas last man standing the crazy beast from the west, but I ain't wasting. It's just raw. A powerful assertion of resilience, survival.
Yeah, that segment gives a very unfiltered glimpse into a background shaped by, well, significant hardship and the need for intense resilience that comes with that. The language is direct, forceful.
Yeah.
It conveys a sense of having overcome a lot to get where they are. It speaks to a lived experience that definitely informs their perspective now.
It's fascinating how this intense confidence exists right alongside that earlier humility. It almost suggests the humility isn't about lacking self-belief,
No,
but maybe more about maintaining perspective despite achieving success. The confidence feels earned, like it's rooted in overcoming genuine adversity.
that's a really insightful point. It suggests the humility is perhaps a way of staying grounded precisely because of the challenges they faced and the strength they've had to build. It's a grounded confidence, not one that needs to constantly prove itself,
Yeah, that makes sense. We also get a glimpse into the creative process, the value placed on authenticity through the words attributed to Driex.
Right.
I always keep it silent and always keep it in the mix. I sit behind the desk, always working on music, but everybody knows that we keep it grounded.
Yeah.
Keep it real, like this music that speaks truth and speaks to the soul. We always make music that is timeless. We're always making music that will never get old.
This gives us valuable insight into the artistic ethos, doesn't it? The emphasis on staying grounded, real, making music that resonates deeply, speaks truth and speaks to the soul, and has lasting value, timeless. Never get old. It highlights a commitment to authenticity, a long-term vision for their work.
And finally, we see these expressions of love, partnership, woven into the lines, "If I'm Christ, you are my bride, rub on my side, chilling with the good guys, baby, come and get me. And your beauty makes me smile, and for the smile on I go the extra mile." They offer a more intimate dimension.
Those lines reveal the importance of personal relationships, right? The positive influence of love, connection. The imagery in the first quote, while evocative, speaks to a deep, supportive partnership.
Yeah.
And the second one expresses that simple, powerful motivation, wanting to bring joy to someone you love, the lengths you'll go to for that.
So as we kind of bring this deep dive into the lyrics of WYZE to a close, it's clear there's this really intricate web of interconnected ideas, isn't there?
Definitely.
You've got humility as this foundational principle, this constant awareness of staying grounded, then this powerful drive of resilience, tapping into those David and Goliath narratives, overcoming obstacles, all fueled by sheer perseverance.
And the community.
And this strong, vital sense of community. Yeah. Lifting each other up. Plus, that dedication to authentic creative work and these genuine expressions of love and partnership threaded throughout.
Exactly. These lyrics, they offer a rich, multifaceted perspective on navigating the complexities of life, success, relationships. It's a reminder that the journey isn't just about striving for achievement,
Right.
but also that continuous effort to maintain balance, stay connected to your community, and remain true to your core values.
So, as you're reflecting on all this, maybe consider how these themes, humility, perseverance, resonate with your own path, the sources of strength you draw on. What does it mean for you in your own game, whatever that is, to stay grounded while still striving for what you want to achieve?
And to have some food for thought.